This is breaking news. I don't know what this will do for the presidency, and no, this isn't a political channel, but Donald Trump has been convicted and found guilty on all 34 charges in his hush money trial.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. And the whole thing, we didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man. It's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble.
Trump is the first president to have some sort of felony because he paid some hush money to his lawyer to pay to an adult actress, and this was right before the 2016 election. Looking a little weird in the light now, but he's guilty. He's guilty. They caught him. Now, his reaction to the verdict was very, very strange because he's calling out and questioning the viability or the efficacy of the actual proceedings here. And it's funny because all of a sudden Trump has all these issues with rigged elections or rigged processes, but had no problem with the voter suppression and, you know, Atlanta, Georgia, or some of the other states. Again, this isn't a political channel. This isn't my real stance. Just I'm pointing out facts that are out there and Googleable. And if we navigate and investigate why he thinks this jury trial was rigged, there's an interesting tweet from Ryan Silva that's talking about where they get their news from. He says, it only takes one juror to hang a jury. Juror number 2 answered that Trump's True Social was their only source of news, and not even that person voted not guilty on even one charge. Please save your rig/Sam/kangaroo takes for your echo chamber and friends and donors. With that being said, this person could have potentially lied. I think it is interesting there are more people who get their news from TikTok than they do True Social, which is very interesting. However, Trump, there's somebody there that could have literally saved you. And all 34 counts is pretty damning to get caught up on. There had to be, just without a shadow of a doubt, type of proof that had to be coming out. Now, of course, because he's such a highly polarizing political figure, we do have a plethora of people coming out talking about their support, and we haven't heard from him in a while, so let's definitely tap into what Andrew Tate has to say.
My nigga Trump was set up by the system, man.
He was set up by the system.
My nigga
They're
Trump.
trying to keep a black man down.
My nigga
in
Trump.
America, of all places.
My nigga Trump.
Oh my gosh. Weird stuff to go viral, I guess. Now, what's interesting about this is the implications that it's going to have in this year's elections. If we look at Trump's whole Republican team, we can see that he's a felon, his campaign chair, deputy chair, personal lawyer, chief strategist, national security advisor, trade advisor, foreign policy advisor, campaign fixer, and company CFO all have felonies on them. And a good bit of them, if I'm not mistaken, are literally getting discovered since the trial. He also has some other stuff going on down in Atlanta, Georgia. There's other places where Trump has charges brought up against him. So this isn't the only time we'll see him stand in front of a jury of his peers and see what goes down. Now, whether you agree with Trump, disagree with him, are Biden side, Democrat, Republican, or independent, the idea of being a felon and still having the possibility of running for president is crazy. Even the fact that there was possibilities that he would have such a decision passed on him, you know, the insurmountable charges that were brought up against him, and the Republican Party still decided to go with him as a potential candidate is really, really strange. And that's not necessarily an indictment on innocent before guilty, just the optics of it as a whole for your world leader. But the reason why I think it's really, really strange is because we know damn near everywhere in the United States, if you are a felon, if you are convicted of a felony, you can't even vote. So why are we tasking these specific people with government jobs if they are felons? And I'm pretty sure those rules and requirements are out there for other government positions. I'm pretty sure I couldn't run for certain offices or certain positions if I had a felony on me. So why is it that this man can run for the highest power in the land? Again, I'm not telling you how to feel. I don't claim an affiliation. I don't bang anything. But that concept to me just, I don't know, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't seem like it fits. And then I wonder if there's a felony limit because like I said, he has other things going on that he'll eventually have to face. Let's say he does become president. Does that president then have to stand trial in Atlanta, or does he get some sort of diplomatic immunity for past crimes? I don't even know if that's how things work. Now, I don't think the hush money thing is like the craziest thing anyway. Trump falsifying the documents on his property was probably probably the more damning issue because, you know, taking those tax dollars away from potential New York residents in the city or the state or whatever that could have used them while also fudging his numbers to help him, that might be the bigger issue. But the whole concept of presidents being liars, although it's not new, it's just so blatant. And maybe it's polarizing because of who he is and the way we are in our political climate. But I'm excited to see how this race pans out. Maybe they start to pull out on Trump and start to push another candidate. Another question I have is, does Biden even debate him at this point? If these things continue to happen, I see no need. You kind of just got to let the chips lie where they are. Now, what I will say is things like this have not had a negative impact on Trump. We can see that his site crashed last night after the guilty verdicts were brought down, and there was so much traffic going to his name with supporters and everything. No matter what Trump does at this point, he can be the biggest criminal in the world, and it seems like people will still push him and support him. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the president of the United States should have felonies on his jacket? Do you think that it would be weird if he had to stand trial, being that he would be elected potentially in November? This is just a strange time that we're in where, I don't know, big time government officials can face such damning charges. That's crazy to me.